We are heading south, you guys. Brian and I are in the Protective Film Solutions Audi R8, and we're going to Miami. I'm going to Miami. Right? No. It's like the song, LMFAO. That's a song. How old are you?
Apparently I'm too old.
You don't know the song?
No, I do.
I'm in Miami. Anyhow, we're heading south. We're going down to a very, very special showroom. We're gonna go to We Are Curated. They have some of the rarest Lamborghinis for sale on planet Earth. I promise you guys are not gonna wanna go anywhere. This will not disappoint. I'm in the mood to spend some more money. I'm on a car shopping spree, Ryan.
Good, buy me something nice.
You're my date today, hey? So we're gonna go have some fun. We're gonna do some crazy car shopping. There's always room for another crazy Lamborghini in my garage. Why? Because I'm the #1 Lamborghini ambassador in the world. Let's go. Well, we just rolled up to Rolls-Royce and Bugatti, and we are on our way to Curated, check out some Lambos. But right now, we gotta go look at the big dollar items, like maybe a Chiron. Chiron would look good in the collection. What do you think, Ryan?
I think I need it.
Hey, take it right out of Dave's salary. Secret elevator, 3rd floor, ladies' lingerie for Ryan. Dave would be in absolute heaven right now. You have no idea. All the luxury cars here. Look at this. Dave, take your pick. That is so sick. Look at all the luxury cars. It just goes on forever. Look at that. Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Every make, model, color. This is crazy. This is blowing my mind. And this is like, you're not really supposed to come up here, but the sales guy, John here, fan of the channel, was like, what are you guys looking for? I was like, Bugattis. Dave, look at this. You would be in heaven, bro. White interior, red roof. Look at this. I could probably find Dave the Continental GT that he needs to build his race car out of, like that. Oh no, it's got a red interior. Dave specified he did not want a red interior. Any Bugattis?
I think it's on another floor. Let's check on this.
I'm thinking this is the luxury floor. I've never seen so many Rolls-Royce. Oh, here we go. Dave needs a Bentley because we want to do a race car project to one of these cars, but a lot of these come with red interiors, and he needs something that, I think this one's just black. Oh, Dave, this one's for you, bro. What color do you want? And none of them, I don't think, have red interiors. So you could do any one of these and build the race car out of it. That would be sick right there. Could you imagine? Might have to make a purchase for you and then bring it back as a secret. How crazy is this? The Chiron power plant, W16 quad turbo. We got 2 turbos on this side, and then just past the transmission here, you got 2 more turbos right here. It's crazy when you look at the turbos. Look how small they are. This is so cool. I've never seen a display where you can actually see and walk around the power plant of the Chiron. It's art. That's nuts. So this is the Super Sport power plant. This produces 1,577 horsepower. Like I said, quad turbo, W16. This is $950,000. Power plant, transmission. John, you guys do layaway? You guys do layaway?
Yeah.
I'll take one.
I would do layaway.
I'll take one.
Let me know.
Welcome to Curated, and it doesn't disappoint. Right out front, a couple of very, very rare Lamborghinis, and one that's already, this is killing me, Ryan. I shouldn't have sold my Diablo SV. They got one right here in red. Looks like Rosso. Yo, what's up? That was awesome. That was awesome. Check this out. Oh, the Diablo SV, man. And a wing delete. We have no wing on here. With my all-time favorite Lamborghini wheels, because these are so iconic, I had to just have them on my SV. So I own a set of these that have been recreated by AL13 for my SVJ. Damn. Well, shall we go inside? By the way, when I said that this is a special location with very rare and special cars, I'm probably downplaying it, because as soon as we walk through this door, you guys are gonna get to lay your eyes on something that very few people get to see, and that is a Bugatti EB110. Now, let me tell you a quick little story. Going back to saying my family, my uncle Mandi was a huge Bugatti fan and was always a goal of his to get a Bugatti, and back then, this was the car. He wanted an EB110 Bugatti when I was a young teenager. He had all these crazy cars in Switzerland, and I remember going for drives with him when I was young, and that's where a lot of my car heritage in my bloodline comes from. It's my Swiss side of the family. Unfortunately, my Uncle Mandi passed away before ever getting his Bugatti. So I've always said I want to get a Bugatti in honor of my uncle one day. And how cool would it be to purchase an EB110, the exact car my actual uncle wanted to buy back then. Let's find out how much this is, because all these insane cars in here are for sale. There is a Murcielago race car next to me. You guys, this is going to be one of the most exciting moments in DD history as far as being able to hand select super rare cars that we are now in the market to potentially buy. So what do we pick up next? Let's have a look. Is this for sale?
This is available.
Yes, now we're talking. Let's go. Where are you starting at this? What price point?
EB1, to tell you how much it is, kind of got to tell you a little bit about the car.
Let's go.
EB110 SS, factory prototype, one of 6 made. It's car number 6, but it's the USA development car. So it has a couple little features, such as the only one featured with a carbon fiber engine cover and the only one with a single fuel tank. And that's important because they would actually drain tanks. So one side would drain and then the other side. This one actually eliminates that problem. It's also the only one with blue seat belts and the drive line that set the land speed record.
The story increases the price is what we're talking about right now.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Exactly. This is beautiful. The best part is the doors. The only other car that's going to have doors exactly like that is that car. If you didn't know, this is like pre-paddle shifters. Like this is a manual gearbox, you guys. The coolest part about this car is when you drive it and you're shifting through the gears, you can see all the mechanics in the engine working. All those cables and everything pulling everything back and forth.
Turbos too.
How many?
4 turbos.
4 turbos again in this car. Insanity. And you guys don't even understand. We've gotten all of 5 feet in the door and we're looking at some of the coolest, rarest cars in the world. And this whole showroom is dedicated to exactly that purpose. Finding the most unique, story-derived pieces of heritage of automotive history and art. Beautiful. Now we got a yellow Diablo SV, which makes me miss my Diablo SV even more because I had basically this car.
Other details you can always tell in SS.
Yes.
5 intake holes here, which they've brought back for modern Bugattis, and the single piece wheel. So that came by at least on exterior visual cues and the fixed wing. The interior has got the fixed carbon seats and the quilted leather.
The quilted is really neat.
And it extends throughout the whole cabin.
Yeah, like here all the way behind the seats.
Firewall, the center console.
Wow. It is absolutely amazing.
Triple disc clutch, like a much heavier clutch. So driving it compared to a standard car, it's a night and day difference.
Really?
The other car is a lot more cushy GT feel. This one, they really stiffened it up, as you can tell.
Have you had the opportunity to drive this anywhere?
I have actually.
Really?
So it's one of the cars, ironically, I've had the most amount of miles moving around in here, as I took it to a car show in Kansas, and I took it to the Triple F Collection, the event.
Oh, dude.
So lots of cool little opportunities to actually move the car rather than, hey, what's your experience driving it? Well, between those 2 doors and loading it on trucks, it's not actual experience, but this one is one of the cars where you can actually say, hey, I have experience with this one.
Very cool. And what do you think? I gotta know, what do you think of the gearbox? So I heard it's actually pretty smooth.
Super smooth.
Super smooth. Okay, now I need to know before we go anywhere. I am scared to ask actually at this point, asking price.
Around 3.5.
3.5.
Around 3.5.
Well, I'll be waiting a little bit before I get a EB110, sorry guys. But this is madness, madness. Whoever picks this up should come here, pick it up, because this is like just history again. Bugatti history. So what's the history of this car? This is an actual RGT
So this was the factory
prototype.
Yes, this was the factory prototype that was in the Lamborghini Museum for many years. So full carbon body, kind of them showcasing that they were going racing.
You guys should maybe lower it.
Yeah, right?
I've never seen anything this slammed. Does this move like that?
Not really.
Not really.
It's difficult to move right
Okay.
now. It needs some reconditioning right now. It was in storage for a few years, so we're
This is nuts. But this is so crazy, like all the little details, all the carbon exposed. Like back in the day, this is super rare. Holy,
super cool details with the flaps.
wow. Look at the size of this wing. Ryan, come stand over here. Once again, I want to use the short guy to demonstrate just how big this wing is.
You want me to lay on it to show that I can't reach it?
You probably could lay on it and still wouldn't touch the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. That is massive. Like, holy crap.
Yeah. That's a dinner plate. That's a table.
Well, someone can put this, you know, in their house, and this could be the picnic table where you have your lunch meetings and stuff. Holy crap, this thing is nuts. Because race car. Now, we'll get to this in just a second, but more importantly, I want to talk to you guys about this car. Now, this is extremely special, and taking a page out of my own playbook here, a blue Alcantara interior in a race car. So this is a very special car. Okay, tell me about this car.
Diablo GT2. It is the only factory competition Diablo. The goal was to race at Le Mans. This was the one that lived in the Lamborghini Museum. It raced in 2 races. Their actually goal was to race wheel to wheel to go at Le Mans, but it never quite actually made it there. It was the first Diablo with this blown kind of oil cooler, if you will.
Is that so it's an oil cooler, not a radiator?
Yeah, radiators were in the back. First Diablo with fixed headlights, and then first Diablo with the kind of the wide body work. So all these kind of little visual cues.
That's super cool because this and that is what eventually made its way onto the GT.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
A lot of people really love these intakes or trumpets, as people like to refer them, but is actually the air restrictors. So in order for class racing, they had to restrict the diameter to lower the power.
They're so bizarre. These are crazy looking. Look at these. Trumpets, I like that. Lamborghini trumpets. And I bet this car sings. Wow. Look at this, dude, look at this. Dude, that is so crazy. So these are restrictors. So they're designed to restrict the car and its power and limit it so it's within the proper amount for the class. From the front, you would think, okay, well, how much air is that actually restricting? And then you follow this down, and it's actually quite a small diameter. Then you have carbon fiber airbox. You got the massive engine under there.
ITBs, whole nine.
ITBs.
Oh, yeah.
Is this for sale or is this like...
This one's available.
Really?
Yeah.
Dare I ask? It's out of the Lamborghini Museum.
Around 2.5.
That's actually not that bad considering how...
Very specific person where, you know, somebody to run it and understand it. It's not a car. It's not like the SVR, which is much more usable because the SVR shares a lot with the street car. This, you know, there's a warm-up procedure. You know, the brakes don't work when they're cold. So it takes a very special person. This is very unstreetable. The SVR, there's a couple of guys running them around where they share a lot with the street cars.
There's a blue one in Alberta next to me in Canada that was on the street.
Yeah.
Street driven. Very, very cool. This is absolutely gorgeous. Some collector that gets this, you could drive it. I mean, that's what a lot of the ultra wealthy people do. They'll buy this, they'll drive it in like a historics classic somewhere. Super, super cool opportunity. Or, you know what, this is the one car that even for me, I'm not gonna hate on you if you buy this and you stick it in your living room, because that's what I'd be doing. Steven's gonna put the trumpet cover back on. Ryan might give him a hand here. Very, very cool. To get a glimpse, you guys, at some of these cars, I'm telling you, the only opportunity to do this is here in Florida at Curated. Dude, this is a very unique exhaust setup. I've never seen an exhaust like that ever before on any other Lamborghini. The wing is very cool, quite wide, but again, the way that it's sitting is, it's actually most of the time you see a wing, it's sitting off the back of a car. This one's sitting just a little bit onto the back of the deck lid where you can actually look straight down and read the Lamborghini logo. You got your fuel and then fire suppression. Very, very cool. These are all like the ECUs. Obviously, manual gearbox, man. They used to race cars with manual gearboxes. You can just imagine how scary it would be doing 200 miles an hour, racing wheel to wheel with other cars and having to have one hand on the wheel with probably no power steering or anything. Nothing. Wow, this is so cool. All right, let's hit this with a little slow-mo montage because it's so worthy of it. Guys, the Centenario. I've always wanted one of these, and exposed carbon with the red accents. And I learned something very interesting from Steven just now, which is these red line tires from Pirelli are a special tire. If you can see very faintly here, there's a little red left. Well, there's a problem with that. Someone, not these guys, previously put some tire shine on this car, and it actually removes the red line. And I'll show you on the rear tire what it looks like originally. And the tires are like $5,000 because of this special detail on the car. So you can see how it says P0 here, and you can see how it's got this red line that accents the tire. Well, that's special to this car and a handful of cars, which makes them very exclusive and very expensive. But the irony is, well, if you put anything like tire shine on them, it'll remove that, and then it looks like a basic tire. Yeah. So, bit of an interesting quirk, as I'm gonna take a page out of good old Doug DeMuro's page today. One of the quirks and features of the Centenario is definitely its tires. So 2.5 exposed carbon. It's a coupe, not a roadster. I personally wouldn't want the roadster. The coupe makes it a lot more daily drivable.
A lot better.
You can drive it in the rain.
And you get the great lines too.
Beautiful lines with that roof line and everything. And the roof scoop, how it's this very unique, kind of like diamond shape. Yep. Very, very cool.
Very angular.
2.5, you guys. What do you think? Man, I have a shopping problem lately. I have a shopping addiction. And you know Lamborghini being the #1 brand for us, this next to the Senna, exposed carbon next to exposed carbon, this very much should be a car that should come to the channel. Please let me know in the comments. This is a no-brainer. If you've never even heard this car alone, right from the factory, you don't even have to straight pipe it. This car is loud from Lamborghini and it sounds absolutely amazing. You'd be shocked at how different the note to this exhaust is, even though it has, you know, a shared power plant with like my SVJ. This car sounds completely different than any other Lamborghini I've ever heard. This would definitely be something I would love to have on the channel. We might be making some deals here, you guys. We gotta keep looking. There's a whole showroom of very unique Lamborghinis and cars here to choose from. This is so unique.
In my opinion, this is the most important car that Lamborghini has ever made, this exact car right here.
Okay, I gotta hear why. Steven, tell me why this is the most important car, but first, really quickly, tell us what it is.
So this is the Gallardo Concept S.
Yeah.
It was the car that Lamborghini announced that they were making a Spider version, so Concept S. It's the only fully functional one that exists, so fully functional E-gear car finished in balloon white. It's only got a couple hundred kilometers on it. So very, very, very new car, but there's one other that exists. The other car was just a design study, just a model. This one is the only one that's fully functional.
Wow.
So this was, in my opinion, the most important car because it was the one that launched the Gallardo Spider, which was the most successful selling car in history up until that time.
Oh yeah.
So they sold more of the Spiders than the coupes.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so unique, which would also explain why when you look for a manual Gallardo, you find more of them in Spiders.
They're all Spiders.
There you go.
So other cool details on this is the unique, besides the center console and all the other one-off pieces, cool little door handles. Say Concept S.
Oh, they say Concept S.
Yeah, super cool.
That's so sick. Look at this, you guys. This is a windshieldless car, but this whole design, the way that they did this, Aston Speedster.
Yes.
And you know, other windshieldless cars like the Monza, the very infamous daily driven exotics, Huracan Aperta. See that car?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Super fun.
It's cool.
Super fun. No, it's fun.
With the VF Engineering supercharger matted to that V10.
Oh, spectacular.
If you took the numbers that car produced, because we got a 2020 Evo Spider, that car with the tuning and everything, the most horsepower out of any windshieldless car.
There you go.
So it had more power than a Monza, an Alva, or any of those.
Nuts.
It was kind of fun.
Nuts.
It was terrifying to drive.
Oh, I bet.
So this is basically the only one in existence that drives and for sale. Everything's for sale. It's sold.
This one is sold.
Wow, business is good.
Great home.
Business is good.
Other cool detail, it is a fully functional Gallardo, so as you would be familiar, the gauges actually pop up right here.
They do not.
Yeah, so they pop up.
They pop up out of the center, the gate, all your gauges?
Yeah, all the gauges there.
Dude, that is crazy. So that would be like your
Oil.
temps.
Yeah, your oil, your battery, and one other.
Right, mind blowing. I'm in love with this, especially because it is black.
So they made 3 black Veyrons.
Very hard to find.
3 black Veyrons with a black interior. This car actually just received new tires.
60 G's.
A little bit more than that.
A little bit more than that.
It was an endeavor to say the least, but we did not do those in-house. We sent those out to Bugatti and they took care of that.
All the way back to France, right?
I think we did it domestically.
So now they have a location that does it.
So.
Back in the day,
You had to go to France.
you had to send your wheels to France to have the tires removed and glued back onto the wheel. You did not mishear me if you didn't know that. The Veyron's capabilities of hitting 250 miles per hour had in part to do with having the tires glued onto the rims at the time. Scary and fun all at the same time and ultra expensive. Little over $60,000 to get a new set of tires. You do 3 sets of new tires because you're gluing them to the rim. They then require you, in order to be able to do the top speed, to get a new set of wheels. It's like $120,000 if you do 3 sets of tires, and then on the 4th set, you're looking at new rims and tires. What a beautiful car. Congratulations to the new owner. Apparently I have a couple of options I can buy for things that I'm looking for, but to do a Veyron, I'm gonna maybe have to talk to John, the owner here, and see maybe what he could source for me, because I do want a Bugatti at some point, and I think a Veyron is definitely in my wheelhouse. It's also more within my budget range at the moment. These cars go from anywhere like low 1, 2, 1, 3, all the way up into the $3 million range if you're getting into like a Vitesse, or depending on the spec and all those different things, a Super Sport. Again, the story, the history history of the car, but I could do easily, you know, like an entry-level Veyron. I was looking at James's, the Stradman's, but unfortunately it sold, and then I talked to the new owner, and then he sold it again. I don't know where that car is anymore, but I tried to get Strad's Veyron at one time. Dude, this place is heaven.
This is crazy.
Ryan's just been walking around in the background looking while I've been talking.
Yeah. That is John's personal car.
So that's John's personal car, so it's not for sale.
That is not for sale.
Can we open the door and show the audience the interior?
Yeah. So other cool feature for, I believe it was his birthday.
Blue Alcantara.
These special seat floor mats, which were done by Keith Collins. So he did all the famous mats for AMG and Lamborghini back in the day. So John had his own custom Keith Collins mats made.
That's so cool.
Super cool.
That is so cool. Look at this interior.
Up and to the right of the shifter, that is the onboard fire suppression. So not all SE30s got that.
Really?
So yeah.
That is wild. And then there is a version of this that's like the Joda version.
Yes. So you can tell that by the roof scoop. This one does not have it, but it would have larger intake snorkels here, and then it would have a roof scoop on the top. So it'd be functional.
And the roof scoop is the same design as the SV with the double.
Correct.
That's very cool. Yeah, this is like the holy grail.
Yeah, this one's
this car right here. This is...
I've seen one clearly. I haven't seen this, not the 30.
This is absolutely stunning. And again, you guys, look at this. When you go and you search some of Lamborghini's older Diablos, they had some really cool, unique interiors, like this blue Alcantara. They did another one that had a green Alcantara interior in it.
This is the Paris Auto Show car.
The green car.
Yes, so there's a special little plaque called the Salon de Paris, which is right next to the VIN plaque right over here.
Okay.
And is the only one featured in this beautiful Verde Metallizzato.
How do you say that? Say it again. Say it
Verde
again.
Metallizzato.
I can't do it, man. My tongue doesn't allow me to say anything in Italian.
It's fun.
Well, you're really good at it.
A lot of practice from John.
Perfect.
A lot of practice from John. So this was a car, it was a European specifications car. It was the only one featured in this car, in this color for the Paris Auto Show. So it was featured in, I believe, a couple of brochures, just the unique specifications of the car.
So is there more than one, or is it one?
This is the only one.
The only one?
Only one in this color. Only one in this color.
This is really cool. And what's really unique too, if you haven't noticed it yet, guys standing back, it has the same wheels because it is another, right?
SC30.
SC30.
Yeah,
So it's not purple, and it's the one of one with this very unique cream Alcantara interior.
Cool.
Well, what's interesting is it's cream seats, floor, and part of the dash, but it still has the blue steering wheel.
Yeah, that is a unique feature, isn't it? I don't know why they put the blue on this one.
They're in a hurry to get this to the is it Paris Auto Show?
Yeah, Paris. Yeah.
They were in a hurry to get it to the Paris Auto Show. They were like, just throw the steering wheel in. We don't have time to cover it. So insane.
The other cool thing about the SC30s is it was Lamborghini's answer to the F40, but it was extensive use of carbon fiber. It was actually designed by Horacio Pagani. It was the last car that he designed before he designed Pagani. So you see the carbon sills.
Last car Horacio Pagani ever designed for Lamborghini before moving on.
So yeah, you've got carbon sills in the interior.
Yep.
Fixed carbon seats. That lever.
Yeah, these are all carbon.
To the shifter is the adjustable sway bars.
All of this?
Yep, that's the adjustable sway bars. And if you go up a little bit next to AC, that is adjustable traction control. You know, full carbon door panels, no power windows. On some Euro cars, you can get no radio and no AC, but very few were delivered without AC.
Carbon door panels.
Yeah, magnesium
door
wheels.
cards. Magnesium wheels.
Titanium lug bolts, adjustable aero.
Holy moly. True hardcore Lamborghini collector right here. In fact, Ryan Fipke, I'm going to call you out.
Oh, yeah.
You should buy this because you have this kind of money to buy one of these. Insanity. Now I'm torn. I'm not always a huge lover of darker green cars, but this is a beautiful color.
In the sun, it's nuts.
I mean, this is truly, even in the showroom, like, this is just something special. Purple is insane, but you want to show John up, you buy this, and then you pull up and you tell John, well, it's too bad that there's so many of those purple ones made.
Exactly.
Whoa, what do we got going on here?
So this is a special project. This was the rear clam from the Low-Tech C1000.
Which is what? For all the people who really probably have no idea what you're talking
The
about.
Low-Tech C1000 was commissioned in '91. It was for a gentleman in the Middle East. His goal was to have the #1 car. So it's a Mercedes power plant, $3.6 million of build cost, about 3 to 4 years to build it, 268 mile an hour top end, full carbon bodywork, Mercedes twin turbo power plant, just the ultimate kind of street car, if you will. We're doing some restoration work. It's found an amazing home. It's going to debut at a very special show, I think, coming next year.
That's right over there. That's all you get. You get the rear clam. In fact, if you want to actually see the car, it was on your website.
It was on our Instagram. We shot it at a really cool spot on the port, and I think we did a little behind the scenes on YouTube.
Can I take that photo from your Instagram with your Instagram account and put it on here?
There you go.
Okay, you guys are gonna love this. The actual Wolf of Wall Street Countach is right there. This is the only surviving car from the movie set because if you remember, they trashed one. Now, did they trash a real one?
They did trash a real one,
No.
and it was a real white car.
No.
So they made I think it was under 10 white anniversaries for the US, and they found one of the lost cars and they wrecked it. This was the surviving car.
Wow. So Leo was in this car, and
Yes.
this is the foot up probably.
This is probably that car.
That car. That's incredible. Well, this is cool. I just want to touch the door handle.
Go for it.
There we go. This is so wild. Movie cars, man. Wolf of Wall Street, Countach, white on white, with the crazy front bumper. Everybody remembers that scene. When he thinks he drove it back, not so much.
This was a daily driven exotic before daily driven exotics. This was owned by a person very near and dear to my heart, a gentleman that I've known for 13 years. He was the president of the Mid-Atlantic Lamborghini Club, and it was always his goal and aspiration to buy a Countach, and then he ended up wanting a white anniversary specifically. So when he bought this car, he flew down to Florida and drove it back up to Baltimore, and he's put about 60,000 kilometers or maybe a little bit more on it. Drove it all over the country, did the Fireball Rally and all these other runs. Spending time with his son growing up, and took it out to Vegas when he lived out there, and then got asked to do the movie with it. So a very important car to show that, hey, these cars were great to drive and use, and then went on to movie fame as well.
Wow, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street's Countach was a DDE car.
Yeah.
Ryan just found a fun little quirking feature of this Mercedes, and is this still considered like an SL? I believe so.
I think it is.
Anyhow, look at this. You have luxury, and then you have luxury. That is a television, a mini television.
It's a Panasonic TV.
In the passenger side of this Mercedes car. What the hell? They have the craziest collection here, you guys. If I haven't shown you even just a smidgen of what's going on, I can't even show you all the stuff that's going on in the back there because they have no cameras, no photos, no video type of thing going on. All I can say is like, it's a row of some of the rarest cars you'll ever see in the world. And this side of this garage is, I think I counted 7 different Countaches just getting services done right now. Mind blown. This is my first time coming here. Thank you so much to John and Steven for this opportunity to share this with you guys. This is a place where you can buy a car, so let's keep looking. Centenario so far has my eye. I would love to get a crazy Diablo. Not really in my wheelhouse for daily driving, but I would say a Centenario, and or maybe the boys can help me find the Bugatti I've always wanted to get to honor my late Uncle Mandy.
So even at Curated, after the 450 cars I think we've done total, we're still finding things new today. This is an anniversary Countach, carbureted European specification downdraft, but uniquely features painted centers.
Like that's factory?
Factory. And the
Factory
first one
painted.
we've ever seen with sport seats with red piping. So different than the normal power steering or the power seats on the anniversaries, but the only one we've ever seen with the sport seats.
That is wild.
Exceptionally rare car.
One of one.
One of one that we've seen. We haven't checked the records yet to confirm it, but probably one of one.
That's so cool. I love that. These guys have stolen all my, one of one daily driven exotics before he even had to mention it, hey? Before daily driven exotics. I caught you when you said that, Steven. No, super cool. Honored to be here. Thank you so much for
likewise.
your time.
Thank you.
We need to talk some numbers on some cars because I'm always in the market. Okay, we have numbers on the Centenario. We have numbers on the SVR Diablo, just because I wanted to know what the market was like, because that car is actually sold. But they do have a very, very sought after car that I've been looking for quite a minute now. They have a Diablo GTR, and it's in orange, which I'm sure Steven can say the real name. Arencio. There we go. I'll nail that one. That one's pretty easy. Of course, ultimately, a Bugatti has to come to the channel just for my selfish reason of I want to honor my uncle and I love Bugatti, and it would be such a cool story for my family and the heritage of the car side of my family in Switzerland. So an EB110, maybe one that's not like the prototype crazy story car, but we can talk with Steven and John here. They can source anything. If you guys are in the market for something rare, exclusive, this is the place to come. Make sure you guys come and even check this out, the showroom. He gave you the hours of operation. Remember, I always warn warn everybody, don't waste anyone's time. If you're in the market for a car, great. If you're not, it's okay. They said you can come and have a look at the cars. It is tight in here. Be super respectful, you guys. Remember, you represent the DD fam. So again, have fun. But we're gonna crunch some numbers here on a few things and comment below. What's your favorite car I've mentioned that I would like to buy and add to the collection? I gotta hear your voice. Well, this is one day the dream. I think it would be crazy to have, even if I end up getting a Veyron or something, an EB110, not necessarily a super sport, but have one of them, because I was talking to Steven, he said, you could pick one up that's not a super sport for around the like 1.3 to 1.5 range. So it's still a lot of money, but it's not like $3.5 million or $5 million. Like some of these cars are going that way. And who knows, maybe one day, even something like the EB110 will be like the $3, $4, $5 million range. That's also the point of getting these cars. They're collectible. They are good investments. Now, Ryan, can we get some food?
Yes.
I'm starving. Don't take it personally, but how poor do you feel getting back into your R8?
Poor right now after being a curator. I'm like,
Dude,
wow.
that place was...
That was nuts.
It's on another level.